Please. 1 p.m. joking. We were in setting sail in Rockin Wrestling Rager in a ship for a cruise that was on Dynamite. It was pre-taped. Long story short, I couldn't watch it live, so I had to rewatch it somewhere else. So, what was the biggest thing to happen? We got our first ever title change on the AEW history for the AEW World Tag Team titles. SCU, or just Frankie Kazarian against Scorpio Sky against Kenny Omega and Hangman Page for the tag team titles. Also, another big event to happen was number one contender shot, because Pac been issuing rematch a shot for the AEW World Title since pinning Hangman Page a multitude amount of times, just going in a pretty good win-loss record. And he just had to face off against Moxley. That was issuing an eye injury, and Pac thought it was a forfeit until the last episode of Dynamite that ended with Moxley coming out the ambulance truck after getting stabbed by a metal spike by Jericho after his main event. We also had Jurassic Express versus the Inner Circle, just Ortiz and Santana and Jericho against Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and of course, Marco Stunt. And I understand it won't happen until February, most of the pay-per-view. So let's just go over this. It was a good-ass tag team title defense with Kenny Omega and Hangman Page coming out with victory. I felt like the tag titles had to change for the first part to just give the guys that have more screen time a chance to shine. And I understand this was kind of a page for kind of a turn for Hangman Page to get more singles stardom. But Kenny Omega, it was a pretty good chemistry off SCU. Big Irish whips off reverse elbows. It was decent ground and pound action with good fast-paced action. I even liked the little running shooting star press from Hangman Page for a moonsault from Kenny Omega. That was a good move. It then came with the little slingshot lariat that Hangman Page can pick up the victory over SCU. Tough thing, I did not see Christopher Daniels because he's with the Dark Order and a Big Tech. No, it came up with everybody helping them stop Dark Order from abducting him. So that wasn't much. I'm shocked he didn't intervene in this tag title match because I think the SCU is technically neutral or babyface in this sort of way. I think SCU are a good tag team, but something that feels more heelish. They played off this bland babyface role, and they haven't done much except a few one-on-one matches. They haven't displayed much of. They're good wrestlers, but they're an average tag team. But they don't deserve the screen time, and you can see it off their promos that they are really disinteresting. But Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky put up a good show. And it ended off an entertaining finish with the Young Bucks coming up and Hangman Page grabbing a beer. Really entertaining opener, but I thought it shouldn't have been for the tag title match to go at least first. It should have went second or third to last for the show to hype up the main event. Next up was Britt Baker versus Priscilla Kelly, one-on-one. And it was a crappy match. Priscilla K can't wrestle. Poor hip tosses. Whack-ass selling. Britt Baker tried her ass to make this feel like this was a threatening show. It ended off her finishing move. Her submission move to pick up the victory. I felt like none of what they could do could actually make this match good. It was a dumbass drop kick. And it ended off just a poor finish. I did not like the finish. I did not like this match at all. I think this is the weakest match. And I don't mind Britt Baker. And she was gunning for Riho for the women's title for all this time. And yet she doesn't even challenge. It was just a match on the side. Because we only have a few weeks before Revolution. So couldn't bring anything here for Dynamite. Next up, Jurassic Express versus the Inner Circle, and I like how they always do these promos before the match, and I like how they're trying to build up like Jurassic Express. Like, there's a reason why these guys are here. This is why they're wrestling. They tried their whole life. I like that type of stuff, and I wish WWE did that for a long time to build up for the ladder match for the recent episode of Raw. So I'm shocked that didn't go well as everyone hoped. But the match was fun. Decent heel. There was some whack, slow ass spinning heel kicks. Luchasaurus was obviously the ground and pound expert. They're trying to build up Jungle Boys like one of the equalizers to stop up Jericho because he's the guy who actually survived at a time limit when he was stuck in the walls of Jericho. Ortiz's antenna got some moves in there over some clotheslines. I think there was an apron spot. Ortiz got hit over the apron by, I think, Luchasaurus and got a spin heel kick for his trouble. Marco Stunt was doing as well. He had a fucking life preserver on over a splash when he was put in. Got a tornado DDT, and I just hate when midgets are like taking down big men off assistance, and it doesn't feel weak. But thanks, this is a tag team match. You got to save all that. It ended with Marco Stunt eating a Judas effect out of his trouble trying to run the ropes with Chris Jericho. And it ended with the Inner Circle picking up the victory in his own crew. So what do you suspect? You still want your world champion to be strong like Chris Jericho. So the Le Champion picks up the victory. And they, yeah. So, yeah. Next up, Joey Janela faces off against MJF. Now, one thing about Joey Janela. He's an entertaining dude in the ring, I guess. Second thing. He has no promo skill other than to cuss a bit, shout out that he's better than previous generations, and be generic as shit, and he always takes up the most punishment in the match. The biggest thing he did was just a quick release, belly-to-belly suplex on a MJF to the other side of the ring. MJF is such a delight to watch. Came off of picking up the victory thanks to Penelope Ford and Kip Sabian distracting over a little makeout session, making Joey Janela lose his white braided hair. He had dreadlocks. I don't know why. It looked weird. I know he's supposed to be this weird, outlandish dude, but it looked so weird. MJS picked up the victory. To what avail? It just came up to Cody Rhodes, just bringing up this little whack-ass promo, like, I'm not going to touch you, but I know guys that will, and he got super kicked. And then tossed on a pool. Yay! Babyface. I don't care. It was just a basic feel-good moment. I don't think anybody came up looking strong except Cody Rhodes just had that moment of outsmarting MJF after taunting him, disrespecting him when he was trying to make his promo and then walk out the ring until the Young Bucks came up and super kicked him. It was fine. It was fine of a segment. The setting was nice. I felt like the setting was actually you see the advantage to the main event of the one-on-one of the number one contendership match for the world title come Revolution. But the setting was pretty nice. But it was like January. This is January. Where the fuck were they in January in a fucking yacht? I mean, a fucking cruise ship. It was dumb. This was weird. Wind was blowing over everybody. Came over Omega and Cody and Hangman Page going over a celebratory little drink after their tag title match, and they come around with wind and shit gusting over their face and crap. It looks so dumb. We had the main event that was Jon Moxley versus Pac for a number contendership match for the AEW World's Heavyweight title. When I think there's going to be a cruiserweight, mid-card belt, I don't freaking know. Hopefully there is. I think there's too much talent to preserve for one world title, and I think that's going to take time for All Elite Wrestling because they're still trying to find themselves in this entire mess. So I'm going to give them a shout out for that. So this match was cool. It ended in and out of the ring. big lariat by Moxley. I think there was one time he was getting belly to belly out, out from the top, and then Pac caught himself off his feet. Moxley fought out a drop kick. He got a top rope elbow drop. It was a decently fun match. He even fought outside near the crowd and then back inside the ring. Pac was focusing mainly on the eye, so he did elbows, slow strikes over the head until I think Moxley took out his eyes. I think it took 3 dirty they just called it double hook DDT because obviously none at WWE anymore. So that was a basic finish to the match. It was a decent near fall, fight outside a bit, near fall, double hook DDT, and ended with Moxley facing off against Jericho with him facing, well, it's a few weeks. We have until like the 29th of February? Yeah, I thought this was going to be like at least next week. But it seems like they don't have much build up for these episodes of Dynamite. So, makes sense why they have until February. So I'm going to give it that. I'll give Dynamite a 6 out of 10. Not that bad. Wrestling was fine. Build up for some of them. I think it was good that they finally got a title change out the way. Actually, the reason to watch the show. Totally different setting. Caught me off guard that they were going to do it in a cruise ship. Looked completely fun to be around. The 6-man tag was tremendous. The only thing that faltered it back was the women's match. Lack of any other wrestlers in the show. They always do this. And they have such a roster that they should do something with them. Like, I remember back on TNA, as much as they fell on, like, star power, they tried any unique gimmick or just the talent that they had in the ring. It did everything. The X Division just marks how much talent they can put in the ring at once and just make sure they display other talent for a belt that they want. And later on, that's like equivalent to like how the Intercontinental title is. That's the X Division Championship. That's the X Division. That's how you build up guys. We don't have stuff like that for AEW. And WWE lost that notion that mid-card titles are kind of prestigious as well at this build. Because the U.S. title, I think, hasn't been relevant in a long time. And the Intercontinental title hasn't been relevant since the Miz held it when he was a heel. From like 2018. And now AEW, yes, Chris Jericho is the most entertaining part of the show. He's the world champion. And he has the most to say whenever he's the world champion. MJF is having a tremendous little program with DDP and Cody Rhodes talking his crap. And it's like, just give him a mid-card belt already. Make there a reason for people to gun for something. We made this new show. Give other guys more opportunities so they can gain screen time. And I love Cody Rhodes' idea of trying to give the guys more freedom in their promo, and it works. This was an entertaining show, but I hope to see more. That's it coming from the episode for Dynamite. Hopefully there's more. I liked Chris Jericho completely mocking around, and he's actually giving more compliments to the heel than the babyface. Just everything just felt like everybody was comfortable and really comfortable in their own roles in the company. I wish WWE was like that for some people. Even Impact Wrestling on certain occasions. Some of these guys actually feel comfortable in their roles. And I wish wrestling was like that. Like it is for AEW. But it can only get you so far. It still gets a 6 out of 10. Subpar. But it's still an entertaining episode to watch because of the wrestling standpoints and the way they're building up into matches for the pay-per-view. They're not taking at least 2 weeks for the next pay-per-view. Then it'll take 3 weeks with forgettable build-up for the next pay-per-view. It's not WWE. AEW doesn't make that much, but they got a 3-year deal. They have a lot of stuff to get with. They have some money so that they can make ideas. And stuff like this will get AEW in the right direction. That's mainly what it is. I just want to have my take because I just heard this episode. It was quite entertaining. Some friends of mine watched it, so I wanted to get my 2 cents on it. I don't think I'm doing NXT reviews until something happened. I knew Keith Lee won the North American title, and I think it was a long. It's about damn time that they changed the belts. Oh, the Undisputed Era is so big, even though we know they're gonna leave soon. So, like, I give them until like SummerSlam. That's it coming from me. Thank you for watching.